one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it because you can.
We get this story here from Fox News. Federal judge dismissed criminal charges against a former Atlanta police officer in the death of Jimmy Atchison, ruling that the actions Sung Kim took leading to the shooting of the 21-year-old black man during an arrest operation were textbook self-defense. U.S. District Judge Michael Brown said in his ruling that the evidence for self-defense is so overwhelming, it is hard to understand how Georgia could have brought these charges in the first place, much less continued with them over the 2.5 years since. Now, Kim was indicted in December of 2022 on charges including involuntary manslaughter, felony murder, and aggravated assault in the wake of the 2019 killing of Atchison, the subject of an arrest warrant for armed robbery. Brown's ruling said Kim was a member of the FBI Atlanta Violent Crime Task Force and that Atchison fled from law enforcement when they showed up to take him into custody at an apartment complex in January that year. Kim eventually found Atchison hiding in a closet under a pile of clothes in another woman's apartment, and he pointed his gun at Mr. Atchison and yelled, "Show us your hands, don't move," or something along those lines, according to the ruling. Now, Mr. Atchison said nothing in response. Instead, he suddenly and rapidly moved one of his hands, or potentially both of his hands clamped together, from underneath the clothes towards defendant's face and chest area. Thinking Mr. Atchison had a gun and was going to shoot, the defendant, that's Kim Sung, fired a single shot that killed him. The ruling said that prior to entering the apartment and then while going through its rooms, officers called out multiple times for Atchison to reveal himself, yet received no response. Under the doctrine of supremacy clause immunity, a state cannot prosecute a federal officer if one, the officer was in the performance of an act which he was authorized by federal law to do as part of his duty, and two, what the officer did was no more than what was necessary and proper for him to do, says the ruling. Now, Judge Brown ultimately dismissed the charges on the basis of supremacy clause immunity and self-defense immunity. It is hard to celebrate when a young man died, but there is no doubt that the decision of the Fulton County District Attorney's Office to compound the tragedy by prosecuting Sung Kim was an inexcusable abuse of prosecutorial discretion, said Kim's attorney, Don Samuel, to WSB TV. Judge Brown's decision was unambiguous. Sung Kim acted in self-defense, he said. When Kim was indicted in 2022, his father, Jimmy Hill, said, "This is what we have been praying for forever since that day Jimmy was taken from us. We have had marches, meetings, everything you can think of to beg Fulton County to take action. I told the world I would never give up on justice for my son, no matter how long it took," he added at the time, according to the Associated Press. Now, Kim retired from the Atlanta Police Department months after the fatal shooting. In March, his legal team sought to dismiss the charges, according to Fox 5 Atlanta. And now, of course, they are dismissed as of now. So, the March of this year, they said, look, we need to dismiss these charges, get rid of them. And now this judge said, yeah, dismissed. But the interesting part is he retired right after that, and I don't know if he retired because it was just too much for him after having, you know, taken lethal force, use of force, or what have you. But I don't know, I was trying to think of kind of how to expound on this, and I don't think there's any exposition that I could give. Guy reached his hands over, went like this, and he was shot. I don't know. But a federal judge said it was self-defense and the supremacy clause immunity. Supremacy. Remember that word.